We're going to get right into it. So today, since tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, our theme today is clover for four-leaf clovers. So we're going to do 3 rounds here. We're going to do 45, 15, and then the usual. I feel like we all know the drill by now. So real quick for our demos here, I'm going to start off with we're going to do for our C, we're going to do a bear crawl shoulder tap here. So holding the bear crawl, hands and knees. Knees are slightly off the ground, tapping one shoulder at a time. So trying to make sure we're not moving our hips back and forth, really working on our core there. So that is the C. And then for our L, we have lateral squats. We're going to be nice and wide. We're going to be nice and wide here. We're going to shift all of our weight to one side, and then we're going to pause and hold for 3 seconds. Push ground away, come back up, and then to the other side. Pause for 3 seconds, coming back up. So that's going to be for the L. And then for the O, we're going to do overhead squats and lunges. So we're going to have our arms overhead the whole time. If you want to grab something to make it more challenging to hold above your head, feel free. But holding our arms above head, we're going to do one squat and then lunge and lunge. So it's going to be the O. My arm's already on fire. And then for the V, we're going to do V-ups here. So there's a few ways you can do that. So first way, you can have your arms and legs coming up, touching your toes. You can do one leg at a time if you would like, or you can do them more like this. So whichever one feels better for you. I know some of them are a little bit harder on your hips or on your back. So depending on how you're feeling today, go ahead and choose whichever one feels best. And then for the E, we're going to go ahead and do plank knee to elbow here. Get a little bit more shoulder work in and core work. So for this one, we can either do over to the same side elbow or to the opposite side, or you can alternate, whatever feels good as per usual. And then for the R here, we're going to do an alternating reverse lunge into knee drive or jump. So you can either jump or do the knee drive, whatever feels good for you today. As the theme of always. So stepping back one leg, you can either drive up or you can step back and jump, land nice and soft, and then the other leg. And that way. So that is going to be our circuit for today. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our warm-up. Coming to the top of our space, we're going to do the world's greatest stretch first. So we're going to go ahead, interlace our fingers, grabbing onto one of our knees, pull our knee towards our chest. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, step back, reverse lunge. Hands are going to come down on the inside of our front foot. Back leg stays nice and straight here, opening up our hips. Nice big deep breath. And exhaling, opening up towards our front leg, hand towards the ceiling, thumb facing behind us. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, planting our hand outside of our front foot, bringing our back foot a little bit closer, and pushing our hips up into our hamstring stretch. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, bring our feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. All right. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So now we're going to interlace our fingers, grab it onto our other knee, pulling towards our chest. And we're going to exhale, step back, reverse lunge, hands coming down on the inside of our front foot. Back leg stays nice and straight here, really opening up our hips. And we're going to exhale, planting our hand and rotating out towards the ceiling. Again, thumb facing behind us here. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, planting outside of our front foot. Bring our back foot a little bit closer and push our hips up into our hamstring stretch. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, bring our feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. All right. Next up here, we're going to do a little bit of plank to pike. So let's go ahead and bring ourselves onto the ground on our hands and toes. Warming up our core here and our shoulders. So let's go ahead and exhale, push our hips up. We can start to pedal our heels towards the ground. And we're going to go ahead and come back to plank. We're going to do 2 more here, pushing up. And back down to plank. And last one coming up. And we can go back into our plank position, gently bringing your knees to the ground. We are ready to rock and roll. So we're going to go ahead, staying on our hands and knees because we have our bear crawl shoulder taps first. Let me get my timer going here. Didn't get it set up beforehand. Just give me 1 second. All right, we are getting ready here. 3, 2, 1, and go. So starting off on our hands and our knees. Gently, ever so slightly tucking your toes, pushing our knees very slow, ever so slightly off of the ground here. So we want them to be 1 to 2 inches off the ground. Exhaling as we are working on our single arm stability. We're working on our core work. So we're really trying to make sure we're not moving back and forth. So we really want to make sure our headlights on our hips are blinding the ground the whole time. Exhaling, using our core. 3, 2, 1. All right. Awesome. Those will never be easy. Next up, lateral squats. We're going to pause for 3 seconds. We're standing nice and wide here. 3, 2, 1. So nice wide stance. Hips are shifting back, knees coming forward. We're going as low as we can. Push the ground away. We want to push our whole foot. So we're using our glutes mainly here. So again, we're pausing for 1, 2, 3, and then driving through our heels. So that pause here, we're going to engage more muscle fibers here. We're increasing our, I don't want to say a challenge, but we're getting more out of the movement without adding extra resistance or weight here. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up, we have overhead squats and lunges. So if you want to grab something to hold over your head, feel free. 3, 2, 1. So we really want to squeeze our armpits down, feet hip width apart, toes forward. We're coming down into our squat, making sure that our hands aren't bringing our chest down forward. We still want to be in our nice squat position, and then we're going to alternate a reverse lunge. So 1 and 2, and then back to our squats. So we're getting a nice isometric hold, work through our shoulders. We're working on our core because our core needs to be a little bit more engaged to keep our torso nice and tall with our arms overhead. 3, 2, 1. All right, great job. Next up, we have our V-ups. Sorry, I can't read that far, I guess, today. So our V, 3, 2, 1. So you can either do 2 arms, 2 legs, exhaling, coming up. You can do 1 leg at a time, exhaling up, or you can plant your hands slightly behind you and kind of more like an accordion, I would say, coming out and in with your legs. So all of those technically are V-up. So whatever, again, I know those ones are iffy. Sometimes I know I feel it more on my hip in certain movements. So I'm going to stick with my single leg V-up. Working, exhaling, use your core. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, for the E, we're going to do plank knee to elbow. So you can do same side or opposite side or a mix of both. 3, 2, 1. I figured we did enough push-ups yesterday for us to really take a break from those, and we're going to do more, again, isometrically working our shoulders, so the planks, our bear crawl, taps, as well as our overhead squats. So we're working our shoulders and our upper body a little bit differently today. We also, when we are thinking about working out, every day, kind of like a lot of us do with these classes, making sure that we're letting our bodies rest and recover enough in between sessions. So I do try and mix it up a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Try and do that a little bit when I can. But today, again, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. So so that way we can, get a little bit of different workout in. So right now we're got reverse lunges here. 3, 2, 1. So we're stepping back, exhaling, either driving up with our knee. So we're doing alternating reverse lunge with a knee drive, or we can add a jump in if you would like. So stepping back, exhaling up, jumping like that. So whatever feels good, whatever is available to you. This is more of our cardio movement for today. So you can move as fast between, but we really just want to make sure that whatever we're doing, we're exploding up, we're breaking that glass that we have at our waist. And if we're jumping, we're landing nice and soft. 3, 2, 1. All right, so next up, so that's the end of round 1. So 1 down, 2 to go. So we got our bear crawl, shoulder taps next. 3, 2, 1. So we're gently tucking our toes, pushing our knees slightly off the ground, one shoulder at a time. Trying to pull our belly button into our spine, breathe through our straw so everything's coming down. Trying to not rotate that much. There's always going to be a little bit of rotation, especially in a movement like this. We really want to minimize it here. Doing awesome. These are not easy, so keep pushing here. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up, we have lateral squats. So we're going to be nice and wide here, shifting our weight back, pausing for 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So toes are forward. We're shifting our weight back. We're pausing for 3, pushing the ground away. So coming to the other side. 1, 2, 3, and up. So again, that pause. We do want to try, now that we've done this one time, or a little bit more warmed up, I really want us to try and get a little bit lower into our squat here. Really driving through our whole foot, facing this way for a second. I know, sorry, the background is a little bit hard to see my legs. At least I'm having trouble seeing in the screen, so maybe your view is a little different. We really want to make sure we're pushing our hips back, just like with a regular squat. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up, we have our overhead squat and lunges. 3, 2, 1. So hands are up above head, squeezing our shoulder blades down. Our pelvis is tucked, our core is engaged. Exhaling as we drive our foot through the ground. Coming back up. Down and up. Driving through our front foot with our lunges. Going as low as we can into our squat while keeping our form the same. We really want to make sure that, again, as our arms are up, we're not bending forward. If we are having 3, 2, 1. If you're having trouble keeping your back flat with your arms above head, definitely need to work on that overhead mobility there. All right. Next up, V-ups here on the ground. 3, 2, 1. So we're Like I said last time, I'm gonna do my legs are gonna be nice and straight. And I'm doing one leg at a time, exhaling and up. Really working on our core, using our core, breathing through our straw, really bringing that all together, and then using that to pull our leg up. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have our plank knee to elbow. So you can either do same side or opposite side. 3, 2, 1. All right. Exhaling, driving either the same side. You can do same side and opposite side alternating. You can do one round of each and then one round split. You can do all of one or all of the other. Choose your own adventure today. Kind of focusing on whichever one, either one, whatever feels better, or two, whatever you want to work on. So you're going to feel it a little bit differently. Either when you bring across, you're going to feel it in your core differently. If you bring it to the same side, you're going to feel a little bit differently on each side. So I know for me personally, the cross body is a little bit more challenging. So sometimes I like to make sure I do that one, push myself a little extra. 3, 2, 1. I also feel it in my core more when I come across. So again, you're going to feel it differently. So doing whatever feels best today. All right, we got reverse lunge to jump or knee drive. 3, 2, 1. So we got this last movement. And then we're going to go and do one more round, and then we're going to be done for today. So, well, of course, we are going to cool down before, which I don't know about y'all. Lots of hips are needed for me today, because my hips are popping a lot, even just driving my knee up. Good thing we're not marching today. I don't know if my hips think they would be more mad at me. But exhaling, driving up. 3, 2, 1. All right. 2 down, 1 left to go. Bear crawl taps here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last round of these. Gently bringing our knees off the ground. I know these are tough. It's our last round here, so sometimes the last round is the most challenging, physically and mentally. I know this week so far has been a long week, so I know I mentally am trying to really push here more than physically, but also at the same time physically, because my body is just not happy from waking up early this week. We got this here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Done with those for today. My core's already feeling that. Next up, we got lateral squats here. 3-second pause. 3, 2, 1. So shifting our weight back, push the ground away. And over and back. Doing great. Oh, I wasn't pausing. My bad. I forgot, even though like I said, sometimes the mental aspect of the workout is more challenging than the physical, but we got this. Coming down, getting a little bit lower than we did the last 2 rounds, keeping our toes forward. Making sure our squat with one leg looks the same as it would with our double leg. 3, 2, 1. All right. Done with those. Next up, we got overhead squats and lunges. Keeping our core engaged. We got this. 3, 2, 1. Slowing down. Exhaling as we come up to really help us with our core engagement. But definitely, we're spelling out Clover today. I'm probably going to do some spring themed classes the next 2 weeks because Monday is the first day of spring, if you didn't know. And I love to do themes to keep it fresh, to switch it up. I'm going to try and do that for next week's boot camp and exercise with Exos. And then we'll see kind of what themes come our way. 3, 2, 1. But if you, as always, if you have things you want to work on, definitely let me know because I definitely want to incorporate different things into classes and stuff. So we got V-ups are next. 3, 2, 1. I want to make sure y'all are getting the most out of this and really all of our services that we offer. So if you have anything in particular, let me know, reach out, and I'm more than happy to incorporate different styles of movement and also really bring in some different timings. I know we do 45-15 a lot. I've been trying to do 50-10 a little more and also do some more Tabata style. So again, whatever you like, let me know. 3, 2, 1. All right. We got 2 more movements here. So we got our plank knee to elbow first, and then we have reverse lunges, and then we're going to cool down. 3, 2, 1. All right. Screwing those hands into the ground here, either opposite or same side. Whichever one we are doing, I really want us to move through the movement with our intention. What muscle are we trying to work here? Our core. So really focus, engage your core as you pull your knee up. Otherwise, we're just moving to move. And I really want us to move with that intention of focusing on our pillar and our core. So shoulders, hips, and torso here, but really focusing on our shoulders and torso, moving with our intention. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last movement of today, coming on up, reverse lunges with jump or knee drive. And then we are going to be on the ground. We're going to do some bretzel to cool down today. 3, 2, 1. So reverse lunge, either knee drive, alternating, or we can jump. Whatever. Just making sure as we jump, we're landing nice and soft. We're not landing with our knee nice and straight. That's going to hurt our joints here. So keeping with our soft landing, or just driving our knee. But we're being explosive. Use our core. Exhaling as we come up. Doing awesome. Our arm movement is going to help us as well with the explosiveness. 3, 2, 1. And that's going to be it for today's circuit. So go ahead, grab a sip of water if you need it. We're going to go ahead and, like I said, we're going to do some bretzel to cool down. Making our way onto the ground. Camera here on our side. So whichever side you want to start with, we have our checklist. So we're going to take our top leg up, over, across our body. Knee and ankle stay on the ground. Bottom hand on top of our knee. Top hand grabs onto our bottom foot or ankle. Make sure our knee is pointed straight down. Nice big inhale. And exhaling, bring your top shoulder towards the ground. We're going to do a few breaths here. So inhaling through our nose. And exhaling, sighing away our tension. Making our exhales longer than our inhales. Doing a nice mental and physical reset before we go back to work and grab some food. Hopefully, we're going to grab some food after this. One more breath here. And as we finish our exhale, we're going to gently release our foot. And when we're ready, we'll go ahead and move over onto our other side. So we're going to do the same checklist here from our other side. When we're ready, top leg comes up over across our body. Knee and ankle stay on the ground. Bottom hand on top of our knee. Top hand grabs onto our bottom foot or ankle. Nice big inhale. And exhaling, bringing our top shoulder towards the ground. Same thing, in through our nose, into our bellies. And exhaling, sighing away our tension, relaxing as many muscles in our body as we can. The stretch can always be a little uncomfortable, but the more you tense up, the more uncomfortable it will feel. And let's go ahead and do one more breath here. And as we finish our exhale, when we're ready, we can gently release out of that, and feel free to stay laying on the ground, or we can return to a seated, kneeling, or standing position. But that is going to be all the time for today's exercise with Exos. So great job today. Thank y'all for joining me. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow.